that the featherweight division is just insane. The rise to the top, you have to go through guys like Aleskander, Volkanovski. Look at this fucking guy.
Hey, wait, it's my lunch break, what?
Yeah. You have to go through Aleskander, Volkanovski. You have to go through Max Holloway. Even just to be a standing champion, you might be considered one of the all-time greats. And Ilia Topuria might be soon on that list. Jermaine, start us off here with a win. Does Ilia Topuria actually make it to the top 15 all-time greats?
He does, because it is so thin. You know, there's not many champions in the weight class. You know, so I think, it doesn't take too much to be that dominant. He's already knocked out Bolt, who was like the GOAT. And I still say right now is the GOAT of this weight class. But he's already knocked that guy out. He's about to knock out Max. So, like...
Damn. I'm keeping
Diego Lopez.
Brother, I'm keeping all these receipts, man. The thing is, as much as I hate to hear it, like you've actually got a valid point. Like it could happen, man. It can 100% happen. We mentioned in the previous pod, Max is making the jump down to featherweight for the 50th time. You know, he's been a featherweight for so long. He is like 32 now, so it might wear on his body a little bit. But man, I don't know, man. It's Max Holloway, man. How can you doubt him, Jermaine? How can you doubt him? Come on.
It's not that I doubt Max. It's that I have faith in Ilya. I have so much faith in Ilya. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
He's just so good. He's so powerful. He's 27. All right. He's streaking. I think this is his time, man. He's got the glow.
You know. And just to kind of, add a tidbit to this, because I only heard about this the other day. So Gilbert Burns is actually talking about Ilia Topuria sparring 170-pounders and 180-pounders, 100, almost middleweights. He was knocking dudes out at 170, man, in training. So, you know, his confidence is sky high. He can knock out people that are a lot bigger than him. I mean, he's calling out bloody Bilal Muhammad, man, recently, saying he can knock him out as well. So the confidence is high.
Park. Yeah.
Bro, it's a walk in the park. Like, the guy's never had a knockdown, this, that, and the other. This, that, and the third. Like, yeah. I don't know why. Here's another question for you guys. Probably a bit more interesting, yeah? Why is Ilia Topuria so unlikable, man? I like Ilia. What do you think, Sam?
Is it just the curse of having beaten Aleskander Volkanovski? The thing is, like, he does have a tremendous confidence, and I love to see it. I actually kind of like the guy, but the MMA community seems to hate him. And maybe it's because he just immediately started talking about, I'm going to knock out Islam Makhachev, I'm going to knock out Bilal Muhammad. I'm not fighting Volkanovski in Australia. And then Max Holloway, that's an easy fight. But like, I don't know. That's the name of the game, is to trash talk a little bit, especially if you can back it up. So why he comes off as so hateable, I'm not 100% sure. Jermaine, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I love Ilya. So yeah, I see people hate him, and it's like, I don't know, maybe he just comes off a little mean with his trash talk. While I think with Conor, it was like hilarious with his trash talk. But with him, it's like he's really like trying to hit at your soul, like with the whole Bilal.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like, you turn me against you here because you're going too hard on Bilal, right? So he's just a little mean, while Conor was funny. I think that's what it is. He's mean and he can back it up. So like, him lose. He's undefeated and he's mean.
I love that line that he said about Max Holloway. He goes, "Listen, bro, you've lost 7 times. You've done it before. You're gonna do it again really well. You've bounced back before. It's fine." What a break! What a break!
Man, Ilia is just so good. His hands are incredible. Trading in the pocket, his timing, his speed, his power, his beautiful jab counter, beautiful 1-2. I just love to see him work. The problem is that doing tape study, there's no one like Max Holloway to emulate what that fight is going to look like. Like trying to watch the Josh Emmett fight, which was 5 rounds. Yeah, he beat Josh Emmett over 5 rounds, but that's Josh Emmett. That's not Max Holloway. There's a massive difference. They're not even comparable on trying to find where the notes are, where the similarities are.
Jai Herbert, maybe.
Jai Herbert, yeah, okay, so talking about the first round. Like, so where am I supposed to get my notes from? It's just a matter of like, the way that Max comes forward, is Max going to eat a bunch of counter punches in the pocket, or will the volume eventually overwhelm Ilia Topuria? And I don't entirely know. There are X factors like the age, like the weight cut. And I really don't know. And this is what makes it such a good fight, is that I really don't know what is going to happen, right, guys?
Yeah. If I had to guess how this fight is going to go, I'm still going to go with my guy, Max. I feel like Ilya is going to come in really strong. As he usually does, he's going to come in with power shots early. He's going to try and set up his big shots with his leg kicks. He's got very good leg kicks, man. He doesn't throw it all the time. He sets it up very, very well. So I do feel like the first 2 rounds, it'll probably go to Ilya, especially Max isn't the best leg kick checker either. You know, he likes to, but hey, on the flip side of that, look what Justin Gaethje did. He was kicking his legs, and Max was like, nah, fuck that, man. I'm going to knock you out. And he did. He knocked him out. So I feel like what's going to happen is, and I might be completely wrong on this, but Ilya will take the early rounds. Max will take over with his cardio and his pressure, and I think he will take the decision, man. If I had to guess, again, don't call me on that.
I think that's possible if this was just like end-up fight, if it was just striking, but Ilya does have the grappling advantages in here, and I think he will utilize that to tire Max out. He's not going to want to just stay standing with Max, if it even seems a little bit even on the feet. All right, he's going to take that dude down. I feel like he's going to grapple quite a bit in this fight. I could see, I see domination from Ilya. Like, all right, that's what I see.
No, that's fair enough. And I think the Justin Gaethje fight answered so many X factors for Max Holloway, because one of the narratives that we always had is like, if Max is behind in fights, he doesn't rally and adjust very well. Well, he did it in Justin Gaethje's fight. Like, and let's say he doesn't knock people out with volume. Well, he did it in the Justin Gaethje fight. So it answered a lot of the X factors and adjusting overall in his career. Now, if Ilya is grappling, that does change this quite a bit, and I'm curious if that's going to be in his game plan. I think clinching it against him, making him carry you, is probably a wise idea against a volume striker. But again, these things are easier said than done. Of like, oh, just do this. Like Volkanovski could barely do this against him, or like Jose Aldo could not do that against him. So yeah, it's just is a fantastic fight here. And like, let's say if Max wins, you know, at one point this guy, like Joe Rogan, was saying he's the consensus best featherweight in history. 3 losses to Aleskander Volkanovski. But then he comes back and beats Ilia Topuria. I don't know. Like, where do you rank him? Like, the featherweight,
second best.
The guys at the top have been amazing. Okay, second best. Confident. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'd say second best, man, because he beat Jose Aldo. He didn't beat Alexander Volkanovski. Man. But then again, he lost to Conor McGregor. And again, Conor McGregor is up there with the greatest featherweights of all time as well. Yeah. I know Jermaine's not going to agree to that, but he's... Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, it's such a tricky one, but I would say Max is a clear second. And if I was Max, I'd be like, let me just take that Alexander Volkanovski fight the 4th time, man. Why not?
Man, Jermaine, what do you think?
Bad fights for Max. I think this fight is a bad fight for Max, and Conor, or the Volkanovski's fight is a bad fight for Max. I don't see him winning either fight. So I think so for the best, or I put Max at number 2 regardless. Ilya is, it's pending. We don't know where Ilya is going to be, but Max, I would say definitely number 2. Jose, man, I feel like I'm disrespecting Jose, but like, times are changing.
Yeah. I mean, he got smashed twice by Max, man. And that was although not any, like, he was still in his prime, man. He was towards the end of his prime, but he was still in his prime. And it's like, you can't put Aldo above Max Holloway, man. But let's move on, man. Khamzat Chimaev versus Robert Whittaker, which is, we're recording this very late into the week, which is probably a smart idea because Khamzat Chimaev will probably pull out tomorrow. Firstly, do you think this fight is going to happen?
Yeah.
What do you think, Tim?
The late replacement, the only other middleweight on the card is like Sharabutadin. So we might get Sharabutadin against Robert Whittaker, which I'm very confident.
Bro.
Very confident.
Oh, man, the Reaper would kill him. He's going to kill him.
Exactly. But okay, so Khamzat, it's really tough to pick because this guy came in, he got the consecutive record for shortest amount of fights in a three fight span or something like that. And then he just kind of like floated away, took a year off, had injuries, had illnesses, couldn't cut to 170 anymore, makes 185, kind of okay. But then don't know, his counter wrestling, his forward wrestling, when he's in his prime, he is very good. It is just a matter of, do you still think he's at 100% to where he was before? And I don't know what the answer is. I want to pick Robert Whittaker, but again, he's not exactly in his prime. But this guy did counter wrestle Yoel Romero for 10 rounds. So I have to think he's got quite a great base for counter wrestling. I think I'm going to talk myself into picking Robert Whittaker here. But Jermaine, what do you think?
Man, I like the Ikram fight. Really scared me with Robert. I want Khamzat to do it. You know what I'm saying? I want that hype train to reach its destination. Like, I would love for that to happen. But this is a scary fight for Khamzat. And he's with a new gym, right? He looks huge now. He's added a lot of muscle. He's already had cardio issues, and he's added a lot of muscle. So that could be a huge problem here. Man, I want to see Boers win this, but my head says Whittaker's going to take it, unfortunately.
Damn. I'm maybe the anomaly here then, it seems. I don't know what it is, yeah. For me, I feel like Khamzat is a different, he's something different about him, man. He's even being humble. You know, he's saying stuff like, if I go to 205, you know, I think I'm a really bad stylistic matchup for Alex Pereira, but he might knock me out. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, you know, is this the same balls? He's like smarter now. He's more intelligent. He's with a better team. You know, he's not so much a caveman anymore, it seems. He's taking vitamins now, man, which is, you know, he's fighting that immune system. He's improving that immune system, man. Hopefully he won't, you know, get a cold and the sniffles right before the fight and pull out again. But I genuinely think Khamzat's going to take the early rounds. He's going to use that pressure, use that wrestling dominance that he always does for the early rounds, kind of similar to what we did. He did with Kamaru Usman. And I think Robert Whittaker will probably take the 4th and the 5th, but it will be a unanimous decision for Khamzat if I had to guess. But
hang on. I feel like an idiot. This is a 5-round fight?
Yes.
This is a 5-round fight, yeah.
That does change things a little bit.
That changes everything.
That actually,
now you're going to be like, Robert Whittaker finish. He's going to be like, Robert Whittaker finish.
It's even easier now for Robert Whittaker. It's 5 rounds. No, I don't know. That's
finish.
I don't disagree with you guys.
I don't know. Even on 3 rounds, I was kind of picking Whittaker. I don't know. The thing is, like, Khamzat, he's young enough, and it's in the middleweight division, that he can make those adjustments late in his career, and he might just come out and be a cardio machine, like Dricus du Plessis just flipped his switch and became a cardio machine overnight. I don't know. There's too many X factors here for me to really be confident one way or the other, but I'm still just going to pick Robert Whittaker, and I'm ready to be wrong.
Same. And I'm ready to troll Ray and say it's Khamzat Chimaev all the way. Fuck the return. It's going to be Khamzat Auburn.
Oh, God. Oh, that's great.
What do you do? What do you do with both these men? What do you do with both these men after this? Like, you know, if Khamzat on a win and Robert on a win, go for it, Jermaine.
I don't think Khamzat should get a title shot. He's just not active enough. And,
what?
He's not active enough, man. He's not active enough. He should fight like Caio Borralho or something. Like, he should have to fight.
No.
Actual contender. Well, I mean, beating Robert Whittaker would be amazing, but I need it to be like impressive, not a close fight like he had with Kamaru Usman. I need him to like finish Whittaker. If he finishes Whittaker, then maybe a title shots in the future. But he's had so wins against marquee opponents. So like, if he just barely beats Whittaker, then he needs to fight one more. But if he can go out there and dominate Whittaker, look like a brand new Khamzat, then feed him to Dricus if you can.
Yeah, it's tough. And the UFC likes being in that position where they have multiple options. Like, if he looks good, yes, he gets a title shot. If he looks bad, then we have Sean Strickland there. If he loses, then we have Sean Strickland there. I think the UFC, keep in mind that these were the guys who rushed Darren Till into a title shot just because they kind of know how money works and stuff like that. If Khamzat,
that was the biggest rush job ever.
That's the thing of, like, they know where their bread is buttered, and like, if Khamzat wins, he's definitely getting a title shot. Not because he deserves it, just because like he's getting more clicks than all these other guys.
Definitely, he even said himself, "I'm earning more money than all the UFC champions," and that's including Alex Pereira, man. He's claiming he's earning more money than him, and I kind of believe it, man, because he's such a huge star in the Arab states as well. And on top of that, you know, he's got the backing of a of a crazy dictator. So probably shouldn't be. Yeah, we like you, Kadyrov.
Yeah.
if you're watching, yeah.
Yeah, if you're watching, man, we love you, Kadyrov. Yeah, man. That's the have won that fight.
The last time we did that bit of like, if you're watching, it was Uriah Hall, and then we had him on a month later. So, Kadyrov, if you're watching, come on to the show. Let's talk about.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, let's talk about how you legitimately out-grappled Khamzat Chimaev and beat him in wrestling. You know, because
find this. Oh shit! Come
man, Khamzat got dominated by Kadyrov. What are you talking about, man? We won't see the video. Oh, good.
All right, what else we got?
In the light heavyweight division, we've got the number one contender eliminator, right? Magomedov Ankalaev versus Aleskander Rakic. Ash, what do you think about this one?
Everyone is picking Magomed to completely dominate Rakic. I'm not saying he won't, yeah. So I'm not gonna actually bet on this fight. But if I was, playing devil's advocate, I think Rakic looked really good in his fight, in his last fight against Yuri before he got slept. Again, the operative word is before he got slept. And if he's not lying and he's kind of just being completely honest about his staph infection, maybe that's what affected him against his performance.
That's what they all say.
So yeah, I know everyone's got staph, man. BSD has staph, and then look what happened in the last one. He got fraud checked. Yeah.
But coaches are saying that he had staph and that affected him.
Yeah. But I think Rakic is a far better striker than Ankalaev, man. He's sharper. He's got a better jab. I think Ankalaev is very, very good as well. But it's just a difficult one because if I had to guess between the two of them, striking-wise, I'm going to go purely with Rakic. So Ankalaev has to wrestle in this. If he doesn't wrestle, he's fucked still, man. Like, he's going to have to shoot for a takedown fairly early on. Official pick, though, I'm still going to go Ankalaev, man. I won back and forth on it. I'm still going to go Ankalaev, but I think it's going to be a close fight, man. What do you guys think?
I'm definitely rolling with Magomedov Ankalaev. I think his boxing is just too sharp. Rakic did look great in the first round against Yuri, and they said, like, when he went to the corner, he was saying he doesn't feel his legs anymore, the first round. So if that's true, then, maybe he doesn't have those issues in this fight. He'll look a lot better in the stand-up. But he's a good grappler as well. But I just think that he's not going to be anything to do with this Dagestani wrestling that we have.
Yeah.
Magomedov Ankalaev. I think he's just going to go in there and dominate. Hopefully, if he does what he should, he can take him down, beat him up on the ground. I'm rolling with Magomedov Ankalaev to win this one.
Like, he's the guy who can't game plan. He's pounding rocks.
Yeah.
Like, he's just an idiot. Rakic is not that good. But this is the thing, light heavyweight super sucks. Like, trying to find, they beat Anthony Smith and Thiago Santos, and that is actually the best of light heavyweight. So, man, this division fucking sucks. I'll show you. Gosh, recently I got a new canvas print. Check that out of Ernesto Host.
That looks good, man.
I know, right? Isn't that sweet?
That looks so.
I know, but yeah. As for this fight, I don't really care. Who cares?
Wait, does it actually suck though? Let's actually think about light heavyweight. You got Jan Blachowicz, you got Rakic, you got Yuri Prochazka, you got Khalil. They're good fights, man. You don't think they suck? Tim's like, now fucking they suck.
No, yeah, it's not great, is it?
Nah, it's not the best, man. Let's move on with this fight.
There was an era where and it used to be the marquee division. That used to be the lightweight where you had Rampage, Lyoto, Shogun, Vanderlei, Chuck. You had all these guys, and I'm forgetting Rashad and all these other. Those are all and then John Jones.
Yeah, Machida.
Yeah. Cheetah, and John Jones shut down the division so harshly that nobody could ever compete for another 25 years.
Basically, man. And as soon as he left, it's like the best way to describe that light heavyweight belt is they were married to John Jones for so long now. When John Jones left, she decided to be a bit of a slag.
Yeah.
She just, I would sleep around now. I would have played the field.
No, and you're right. Just because like it jumps from person to person to person to person, and then also people vacate it all the time due to shoulder injuries. Like it's been super weird since Jones has left, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, Alex Pereira has been a godsend, man. I know Jermaine's probably going to be like, "Suck Alex Pereira," but I think he's slightly becoming a fan, no?
No, yeah, like after the last fight, I was like, he looked amazing. His footwork, the way he just stuck with him every time Khalil took like 2 steps back, he was 2 steps forward right there in his face. It's like the footwork was amazing. Like he really looked impressive to me in that fight. So I'm more of a fan now than I've ever been.
No, Pereira really does remind me exactly of that golden era of light heavyweight. Of this guy would have fit in against a Vanderlei or a Chuck or a Rashad or a Shogun. Like those would have been amazing things. But I just, when I look at him and see him fight, I just think like, God, this guy would have done so well in Pride. Like this guy would have fit so well against these guys. Man, who's not a fan of Poatan? He is the man.
Definitely, man. And I genuinely think the UFC are trying to avoid this Ankalaev fight for as long as possible because they know he's the biggest threat, man. They know he's the biggest threat. They know he's probably the most likely to beat him. If Ankalaev gets smashed, by Pereira, I think at this point, man, Pereira needs to go up to heavyweight, man. Go fight a heavyweight. Like, there's nothing for him at light heavyweight. He's beaten everyone that there is to beat. What do you guys think?
So without Jamal Hill's rematch, he can't leave the division. That's what I'm saying.
Jamal Hill took the like little bit of goodwill that we had. It's just a lesson in sportsmanship because Khalil Roundtree was like, I did my best, and this guy's a warrior, and I'm so proud of what I did. Jamal Hill just needed to be like, man, he dummied me real quick, didn't he? I want that rematch. It was like instant.
Yeah.
I'll beat him. I saw weaknesses in his game, and we're all like, dude, we all saw the fight.
Yeah, I know. He's making that as if he didn't get it. You know what? The craziest statement he said, guys. I couldn't believe this, and I like Jamal Hill. He was like, Alex Pereira couldn't do what he did to Khalil Roundtree. What he did. He beat you better, man. What are you talking about?
And I get it.
What are you talking about?
The three of us are like the only Hill fans in LA. We were still.
Oh, man. Don't even tell Talvin this. Talvin will just troll you. You're like, no, Jamal Hill sucks.
And I love Talvin. He is the man.
Anyway. Yeah, Talvin's the man.
Let's move forward because we do have a good featherweight fight here. Ash set us up.
Oh, yes. So we've got Lerone Murphy versus Dan Ige, man. I'm looking forward to this one. Dan Ige actually looked pretty damn good against on a very few hours notice against Diego Lopez. So this is gonna be a good fight. I think personally, man, like this is gonna be a coming out party for Lerone Murphy. I've got the British bias, well in check here. But I mean, I don't really have too many thoughts on this. Dan Ige is a very good striker. He's got very good power in his hands. Other than that, I don't really see too much of a key for victory for him. I think Lerone Murphy's sharper, faster, better jab. The only thing is the grappling and wrestling probably isn't as good as Dan Ige's, but regardless of that, I think he's going to dominate, man, from bell to bell. What do you guys think?
Co-sign with that. Dan Ige's never been a huge guy to adjust game plans, and if you figure out his striking patterns as like decent strikers can do, you beat him every single time out. And Lerone Murphy is a very, very good striker. I'd obviously love to see more activity out of him. The only real struggle he had was against Makwan Amirkhani, but like Makwan's quite a good fighter, in all honesty. But yeah, I think he beats Dan. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, he KO'd him badly, man.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, he KO'd him badly. Like, Amirkhani was like literally humping him for about a round, and he probably thought he had it in the bag. Like, he thought he had an easy win. And then Lerone Murphy's like, no, I'm going to just give you a disgusting knee, man. And he put him out for 5 minutes, man. He put him out for 5 minutes. So, yeah. What do you think, Jermaine?
Yeah, I'm definitely rolling with Lerone here. He's just all around better at this point. But what's crazy is I'm looking at, like, he's actually, like, slightly younger than Lerone Murphy. They're both 33 years old. Like, yeah, I think he gets like 2 weeks younger than him, but it's like the experience is crazy. You know what I'm saying? The crazy difference here. Like, I love EJ. Yeah. Because, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame for what he did stepping in on 2 hours notice, but I think he's going to lose.
That's sick.
Unfortunately.
Anye versus Geoff Neal, I think that's such a great fight, man. I'm not sure why Geoff Neal will take that fight, but What do you think, man? And the legacy of RDA is so unbelievable. He's turning 40 next month, and he's fighting the number 10th ranked welterweight, man. Like, what do you guys think about this, man? Start this up, Tim. I know you're a big RDA fan.
Yeah, RDA is the uncrowned BMF. Like, anyone that you want him to fight, he will sign on the dotted line. Like, it's an insane career that he showed up against Robbie Lawler, Eddie Alvarez, like Benson Henderson when it mattered, Nate Diaz, Pettis. Like, oh my God. However, Geoff Neal is quite a good fighter, but I just want to pick RDA in this fight, you know? Jermaine, what do you think?
Yeah.
I think Geoff Neal, he sometimes makes some pretty bonehead decisions during fights, but if he's focused, he's a dog in there. All right, he was a dog against who's fighting below
Shavkat. Yeah,
that was a great fight against Shavkat until he got finished. He looked good. He had a split decision against Ian Gary. He's a good fighter. I think he could even finish RDA in this fight, the 40-year-old RDA. I want to see it, but I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah. I just don't think RDA thought about this fight properly, man. But yeah, I've got Geoff Neal by KO in the second round, in fact, as well. So let's see.
There and all right. Any other fights that you guys like?
No, that's it.
No Shara Bullet.
Go for it. What do you think?
Armin Petrosian. I think that could be like potentially fight of the night. You know?
No, yeah, they're both quite good. Like Shara, I really do like his inside elbows. Like when people come in to try to close the distance, he's really good at the counter striking using elbows and stuff. But Armin's going to be a real test for him because Armin is a very, very good striker, and I think this is a very good matchup. Yeah, I like this. Ash, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, good matchup. It's UFC that obviously is trying to make this the next guy, isn't it? You know, you see that pirate advert that he put him in as well. That's hilarious.
No,
you don't see the pirate. So Shara basically in the advert, kind of saying there's this guy, like a Russian guy. He watches the advert. He tries to illegally stream the UFC, and then Sharabutadin, he kind of comes through the screen and he goes, "I'm the only pirate in the UFC." Blah blah blah. And then he goes, "No, what's UFC Fight Pass?" And it's like, what? You gotta watch the advert, man. Like, what? It's good.
That's so funny. I've never seen that. That's so good.
It's great, man. It's a new advert as well. But yeah, they're making this guy the poster boy. He's a good striker, and I feel like the UFC really want more strikers in the UFC as champions. You saw Dana's face here when Bilal won the title and Merab won the title. So I think he's going to be the next guy they're trying to push, and they're giving him a very winnable fight. I've got Shara by unanimous decision or even KO.
Yep.
I think it's it.
Did you see Shara saying who his hero in MMA was?
Bisping?
No.
Right? Yeah, Bisping.
I just remember the guy.
Yeah, he was one-eyed champion. Like, I was like,
yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
And he can totally get cleared in the U.S. Like, we've hung out with Dre Miley, the one I dragged in a bunch of times. Like, and he fights in the U.S. professionally. I'm not really sure what the exact rules are, but like, if Dre Miley can get cleared, then Shara should be able to, right?
Yeah, I don't quite understand that, man. Like, maybe certain states can allow it, but I don't know. It's just weird. Maybe the UFC want him to fight in Abu Dhabi, so in case he gets it's a close decision, they'd be like, "Yeah, let's give it to our guy." Yeah.